Hello everyone, welcome back. Rakoski here, bringing you another exciting StarCraft 2 commentary between these two players. MYMXlorD spawning as the pink Zerg in the southern position here on Terminus, and his opponent, the red Protoss, who we've seen before, Millenium. Yeah! I did want to let everyone know I did tweak a couple of the settings on my video recorder, so I won't get these goofy letterbox thing and on my YouTube channel. My program that I'm using to convert all the FRAPS files decided that it was going to be in 4.3 format instead of in a nice delicious 16.9 format, which, as we all know, YouTube supports 16.9. And we do have a nice forward pylon here coming from Millenium, and then doing the good old scoutaroo, going in the absolute wrong direction, but he'll find that out eventually. With that pylon being in the front, it allows him to take that nice fast second base. Bam! Right there. And he can wall this off or do, you know, some trickery, but if you see, like, the pylon is perfectly positioned, he can get a building here and be nice and secure. Other than that, we look down at the Protoss base. He's just happy droning up like, hey, I'm Zerg, I'm going to make me some drones, and I'm going to continue to make some drones because my Protoss player is not doing much of anything. And bam! Scouted. And it looks like both players do realize, oop, he might have just, oh, I think he might have caught it. He knows where that Overlord is, and he's going to be sending that probe there any minute now to get that nice good detection going. We do have a forge on the way now for Millenium, which will allow him to cannon off that wall, get that second base up. Spawning pool is about halfway done for our Zerg player, which will allow him to get up Zerglings and other rest of the tech structures. And it looks like he's also going to be throwing down 300 minerals, going to be getting ready to throw down that expansion as well. And it looks like, ooh, the Protoss player did not get a chance to block that off, and is going to let that hatchery proceed to be built as scheduled. And the spawning pool is now finished, which means Zerglings will momentarily be on the way to chase out any of these unwanted scouting probes. Meanwhile, Millenium is throwing down his second base as well, so both players getting their second bases at a relatively similar timing. And it looks like we also have Queens on the way and getting that gateway going down in the front. And then I think if you put the Cybernetics core here, he will be completely walled off and secure. But I don't know if he wants to make a complete wall off or if he just wants to make a partial wall off, as you know, he wants to be able to get units in and out of there. Maybe just create a choke point so that any Zerglings that do run in are going to have themselves a hard time to get at this cannon that's chilling down in the back. Meanwhile, here we do only have 2 Zerglings now on the field for MYMXlorD, and they're just going to be running around checking for any proxy pylons, searching, seeing nothing. And let's continue on with this game. Both expansions are now nearing the final stages of completion, and we will get this underway. Let's get some damage going, make this more exciting, please. Woo! Yeah! Alright, switching view. Looks like both players do know about each other's expansions. Oh yeah, definitely the Zerg player just has that chillin' over there, knows everything that's going on. And it looks like, oh, Zerglings are chasing probes down. 1 Zergling versus 1 probe. I think the probe does get picked, is going to start to get picked off by those Zerglings, as the Zergling does take forever to kill a probe, but it will eventually do enough damage to take that one down. Also, with the Queen up there in the front, is going to be able to punch and peck at that probe just a little bit more, but the probe is going to get in and get some spotting going, but no, does not see that the lair tech is on the way for MYMXlorD, and he will be teching into those higher advanced structures now. Cybernetics core is now complete for our Protoss player, and yes, it does look like there's just enough of a gap between these two buildings where stuff can slip in and out, but only 1 unit at a time. And ooh, what do we have here? A Stargate on the way. I don't know. Let's see if MYMXlorD has any indication that he does not know that this is coming. This could definitely bode some kind of nasty surprise for him. He does not have much anti-air in the way of just 2 Queens, 1 at each of these bases, so I mean, he could definitely be caught with his pants down if he does not get some detection done on these. Where did that Overlord go? It looks like there's 1 hiding out down here, 1 hiding out down here. It looks like the one that was in the base has no longer decided to reside in the base. Meanwhile, we do have a Zergling here. Is he going to spot that if he sneaks up into the front? No, does not see that Stargate. If he would have gotten a little closer down here, he might have been able to see that Stargate. And we do have 1 Void Ray on the maps, or on its way out. As we speak, 2 more gas geysers going up, which he's going to need that gas if he wants to continue with this airplay. And I think if he does manage to catch MYMXlorD with his pants down, that this could end up being a very fast game. But it looks like MYMXlorD is now getting that Spire on the way, as well as getting that Evolution Chamber. So he should be more than able to protect himself from this air attack. First Void Ray is now just about complete, and we do have sentries on the way, as well as getting the Warp Gate tech researched, and an Overseer is now morphing in. Where's that Overseer at? Oh, and it looks like the first of the Void Rays is going to be picking out some Overlords, and it looks like now he's, starting to move those Overlords back. Where is the It looks like we have Spore Crawlers being put up in the natural, and possibly going to be putting one, or in the main, excuse me, and then possibly putting one down in the natural. And it looks like there goes the Overseer dropping down that Zealot. And Millenium's not fooled. He's like, I didn't build any Zealots, guys. And it looks like the Overseer is being chased down by the Void Ray. The Void Ray has the ability to shoot while moving, as long as it's moving towards its target. So let's see if that Overseer can get out of there in time. And he spots it. Is he going to be... Ooh, looks like he's going to be able to catch up to it. And, oh, there he goes, starting to charge up on that Overseer. As long as he's moving towards his target, he can continue to fire and basically just keep up on it. And, smacks that Overseer down, causing MYMXlorD to be in the red supply. Meanwhile, if we look down here in the Zerg base, he's got to have to get something built in some defense. But it looks like that Void Ray is just going around cleaning up the watchtowers, cleaning up the map. And we do have level 1 ground weapons on the way, as well as the Phoenix, and getting the Twilight Council right away. And we do have one Mutalisk on the way, as well as Zerg fire attacks level 1. And we do have, several Mutalisks on the field, and they are headed towards the Protoss base. And I don't know... Oh, with the 4 Phoenixes on the map, that should be able to clean up a lot of these mutas. Looks like the Phoenixes are going to have to micro back just a little bit to avoid taking unwanted damage. And it looks like with that and the Void Ray, they are able to clean that up quite well. We do have 4 Mutalisks still alive here, or 5 Mutalisks, excuse me, and a Spore Crawler and a Queen, versus this small air force from our Protoss player. And if he gets in there, sees that Spore Crawler, definitely does not want to stay parked over that Spore Crawler for as long as possible. Goes in, picks up the Queen, gets it down to about, has to drop the Queen before the Mutalisks fly in. Does manage to pick off one Mutalisk. Is he going to go back and pick up the Queen? No, decides that he does not want to lose any more hull damage on those Phoenixes. Wants to keep them alive as long as possible. We have Zerg ground attacks level 1 and Zerg fire attacks level 1 about halfway finished. Corruptors now on the map, getting morphed in as we speak. Blink is now being researched, as well as Stalkers, and going to 4-gate production here. We got 4 gateways getting produced, and we do have some Phoenixes picking off some more of those Mutalisks, trying to keep the Mutalisk numbers down. Still rallying Phoenixes down here to the map. Is going to have to do as much damage as possible. Takes down another Mutalisk, takes down 2 Mutalisks, takes down 3 Mutalisks, and gets a 4th Mutalisk. All that's left is these 2 Corruptors, which, as we know, do not do that much damage versus Phoenixes, but they do have an enormous amount of life. And it would take a Phoenix forever to kill a Corruptor at 5 damage a shot. Meanwhile, we do have 4 Zerglings just parked outside the main. No, we want to see what's going on. We have +2 weapons now being researched. And it looks like the Stalkers and the Sentries are working on taking out these back rocks, as the 3rd base is now up and running for MYMXlorD, and a Nidus Canal is being constructed. I wonder where he's going to put that exit. He doesn't have very good vision of the Protoss's base. So he's going to have to work on getting that if he's going to want to sneak that sucker in there.
Under attack.
Meanwhile, it looks like the Zerglings did spot this Protoss army moving out, and this could definitely spell disaster, as Millenium is ahead 102 to 92 supply. But we do have a baller amount of 20 Zerglings morphing in, Infestation Pit, and more Spore Crawlers. And that Zerg ground weapons level 1 is just about done, but it looks like the Protoss weapons level 2 is about halfway complete, and that may possibly be ready just in the nick of time. Meanwhile, here we do have a large amount of Stalkers and Phoenixes in the air, and it looks like, I don't know, it seems like MYMXlorD's, a lot of MYMXlorD's supply is in these Stalkers, but the nice blink in, but it unfortunately allows the Zerglings to get a nice surround. He's going to have to get in here with some of these units and be able to pick off. It looks like some nice force fields surrounding his entire army, and MYMXlorD's supply is just dwindling down, 112 over 95, and again, large portion of that supply is in these Corruptors, which only shoot up. Definitely not going to be a good answer for these Stalkers. Doing a nice blink back, getting underneath those Corruptors, doing as much damage as possible, taking them down, 111 over 83, and more Zerglings coming up, being rallied to the top. And it looks like this macro hatchery is in a lot of trouble here, as this Queen is now about half health. Looks like the Phoenixes were not quite paying attention, and they managed to get taken down. And it looks like, not quite able to take down that Queen. Taking down the Zerglings, and he's going to get that Spore Crawler. Yes, gets the Spore Crawler taken down. Now working on the hatchery, taking it down to about 50% life. Force fielding off those Zerglings from the side, only allowing those Zerglings to attack in one little attack pass, which is allowing the Stalkers to get a lot of damage in. Zealot's now moving up to the front, able to tank the Zergling shots. Meanwhile, the Stalker's now at the ramp of the at the natural, and there's the GG. Millennium takes this game. All right, folks, if you like that game, like this channel, please subscribe. Until then, see you guys later.